Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Mohan Kumar and today I'll discuss about ratio and proportion which plays a vital role in the field of mathematics. जैसे आपको पता है कि मेरा सारे के सारे वीडियोस हिंदी और इंग्लिश में आते हैं ताकि आपको बेहतर तरीके से समझ में आ जाए. So in this video I will discuss about the entire concept of ratio and proportion and I will discuss some of the numerical. Along with I will discuss 5 golden rule that is related to your ratio and proportion. So अगर आपको कुछ नया सीखना है then please be with me till the end of this video. Trust me, आपको कुछ नया सिखा के आज मैं यहाँ से जाने वाला. So ratio means this is the comparison between two quantities of same kind, and proportion is the comparison between two or more number of ratios. Clear? As I have mentioned here, ratio is the comparison between two or more number of quantities of same kind, whereas proportion is the comparison between two or more number of ratios. So let me tell you what is this same kind. जैसे हम इंडियन पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं कि देख बेटा रिक्शा वाले का बेटे ने आईएएस निकाल दिया, तू नहीं निकाल पाया. सो दिस इज नॉट सेम काइंड. अगेन कुछ माँ बाप ऐसे भी होते हैं, बोलते हैं कि देख बेटा मछली कितनी आसानी से पानी में तैरती है, तुम नहीं तैर पाते हो. आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द एग्जांपल. सो दिस इज नॉट सेम काइंड. लेकिन सेम काइंड क्या आएगा? लेट्स से आई विल कंपेयर द टोटल नंबर ऑफ रन्स ऑफ मिस्टर कोहली एंड रोहित शर्मा इन ए सिंगल आईपीएल. Okay, so this is the same kind comparison. If I will compare the total goals of Messi, let's say this much, and the total run of Kohli this much. So again, this is not your same kind, but we can compare the number of follower in Instagram of Messi is this much. Again, the number of follower of Virat Kohli this much in your Insta. So this is your same kind. Okay. Again, this ratio is represented as, let's say, A is to B. So this is the ratio symbol. Again, this proportion is represented as, let's say, this is your proportion symbol. Again, this ratio can be written as your A upon B, and this upper part is known as antecedent, whereas this lower part is known as consequent. So next is your types of ratio. You can see there are 6 types of ratios. First one is your duplicate ratio, second is your soft duplicate ratio, third is your triplicate ratio, fourth one is your soft triplicate ratio, fifth one is your inverse ratio, similarly last one is your compound ratio. So duplicate ratio of A is to B is, I can write it as A square is to B square. Similarly, soft duplicate ratio of A is to B is, you can write it as root A is to root B, or A to the power 1 by 2 is to B to the power 1 by 2. Similarly, triplicate ratio of A is to B is your AQ is to BQ. Similarly, soft triplicate ratio of A is to B, you can write it as or A to the power 1 by 3 is to B to the power 1 by 3. Again, inverse ratio of A is to B can be written as B is to A. Again, compound ratio, the compound ratio of A is to B, C is to D and E is to F can be written as, you have to multiply all the upper part, that is your A, C, E upon B, D, F. Again, if you want to compare two or more number of ratios, let's say, आपको पता करना है कि which ratio is the largest quantity and which ratio is the smaller one. In that case, you have to follow this method. So this is your rule 1 and this is your rule 2. And in your rule 1, let's say if the given ratios are A is to B and C is to D, so A upon B is greater than C upon D or C is to D if AD is greater than BC. Similarly, A is to B is less than C is to D if AD is smaller than C is to B. Similarly, A is to B equal to C is to D if AD equal to BC. Again, there is one more rule, that is rule 2. if number of ratios are given for comparison, then case 1 you have to equate both the numerator and in case 2 you have to equate both the denominator. मैं अभी आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दिखाने वाला हूँ. सेम एग्जांपल को मैं केस 1 केस 2 बोथ में मैं आपको दिखाने वाला हूँ. So this is the 2/3 and this is the 3:4. Simply write. As you can see here, we have to equate both the numerator, and in your first ratio your numerator is 2 and in your second ratio numerator is 3. Again our objective is to equate both the numerators, means we have to take LCM of 2 and 3. As you know, LCM of 2 and 3 is your 6. So हम ये दोनों को 6 बनाना है. So in order to convert this 2 into 6, we have to multiply 3. Again, in order to convert this 3 into 6, we have to multiply 2 over here. Again, अगर इस रेशियो को हमें मेंटेन करना है, न्यूमरेटर में जितना भी नंबर आपका मल्टीप्लाई होगा, same number will be multiplied over this denominator. Similarly, in this case, this is your 4 into 2. So this is your 6/9 and this is your 6/8. As you know, if the numerator will remain same, then the ratio which is having larger denominator, that will be the smaller one, and the ratio is having the smaller denominator will be the larger one. So 6/8 is larger than 6:9. It means 2/3 is the smaller quantity and 3/4 is the larger quantity. Similarly, in this case, simply write the ratio as it is. Then you can see here we have to compare both the denominator, and in this case denominator is 3 and in this case denominator is 4. अगर हमें equate करना है, it means we have to take the LCM of 3 and 4, and the LCM of 3 and 4 simply this is your 12. So in order to convert this part into 12, we have to multiply 4, and in order to convert this 4 into 12, we have to multiply 3. Again, in order to maintain this ratio, I have to multiply 4 over here, and in order to maintain this ratio, I have to multiply 3 over here. So it will be your 8/12 and it will be your 9/12. As you know, if the denominator will remain same, means the ratio which is having larger numerator will be the larger ratio, and the ratio having the smaller numerator will be the smaller ratio. It means 8/12 is smaller than 9/12. So 2/3 is less than 3/4. So in this way, you can compare two or more number of ratios. So next is your proportion. As you can see, an equality of two ratios is called as proportion. If A is to B is equal to C is to D, then we can say A, B, C, D are in proportion. Again, it can be written as your A is to B as C is to D. Now I will tell you the rules of proportion. There are 3 such rules related to your proportion. So in your rule 1, you have to calculate the fourth proportional. In this rule 2, we will calculate third proportional. Similarly, in this rule 3, we will calculate the mean proportional. Here, if A is to B equal to C is to D, then this D will be your fourth proportional. Similarly, in this case, your C will be your third proportional. And you can see in your third example, this is your A is to B equal to B is to C. It means both are same. So this is your mean proportional. So in your rule 1, you can write it as A/B equal to C is to D. So again, your objective is to calculate this D. So D equal to your BC/A. Similarly, you have to calculate the third proportional. So you can write it as A/B equal to C/D. So your C equal to AD/B. Similarly, it can be written as your A/B equal to B/C. Clear? So here B are same. So by cross multiplication, it will be a B square upon AC. And your objective is to calculate mean proportional, means B equal to root over of AC. Now I will tell you some of the important terminology that is related to your ratio and proportion. So the terms are invertendo, alternando, componendo, and dividendo. And there is a specific function given, that is your A is to B equal to C is to D. And the invertendo of this particular function will be your B is to A equal to D is to C. Similarly, alternando of this particular function will be your A is to C equal to B is to D. Simply B और C को मैंने replace कर दिया आपस में. Again, componendo will be written as your a plus b upon b equal to c plus d upon d. It means whatever the function in your denominator, that will be added in your numerator and leave the denominator as it is. Okay. Then divide into means you have to write a minus b upon b equal to c minus d upon d. It means whatever the function in your denominator, simply you have to subtract it from your numerator and let the denominator as it is. And the fifth one is a component one. Divide into means this is the combination of these two, and it can be written as your a plus b upon a minus b equal to c plus d upon c minus d. मैं कहीं बार देखा हूं इसी का एप्लीकेशन आपका एसएससी सीजीएल और एसएससी सीएचएसएल में कई बार मैं देखा हूं ऐसा वाला सवाल। ठीक, कई बार आप एग्जाम में देखे होंगे कि मैथ्स कॉलम ए एंड कॉलम बी, इन दोज केसेस जनरली इसी से आपका सवाल कई बार आया है। ठीक है, so you have to note it. Now I'll tell you one more concept, that is your variation. X is directly proportional to y if x equal to ky for some constant k, then we can write it as x is directly proportional to y. Similarly, x is inversely proportional to y if x equal to ky, k upon y, and this is your constant term, and we can write it as x is inversely proportional to y. So let's take an example. If 3 by 2 equal to 18 upon 12 equal to 24 upon 16 equal to, let's say, beta, then find the value of beta. So in such cases, the formula will be your sum of the numerator upon sum of the denominator. And here the numerators are 3, 18 and 24. So you have to add 3 plus 18 plus 24 upon, this is your 2 plus 12 plus 16. So these are your numerators. So these are your denominators. So your answer will be your So it will be your 3 upon 2. So in this way, you can calculate such type of problem. Now I'll tell you 5 golden rules of your ratio and proportion. सच बोलूं तो एग्जाम में इसी से क्वेश्चन आते हैं. So please केयरफुली आप थोड़ा देख सकते हैं इसे. So rule number 1, if A is to B equal to P is to Q and B is to C equal to R is to S, then A is to C will be your PR is to QS. It means P into R is to Q into S. It means the multiplication of antecedents and multiplication of your consequence. So you can see again, A upon C can be written as your A is to B into B is to C. If I will cancel this B means it will again remain your A is to C. So A is to B is your P is to Q. Similarly, B is to C is your R is to S. So after multiplication, it will be your PR upon QS. Again, A is to B is to C equal to PR is to QR is to QS. आपको सिर्फ ये दोनों फॉर्मूला याद रखने होंगे. ये फॉर्मूला आपको कैसे याद रखने होंगे मैं आपको बता रहा हूं. दिस इज योर A, B, C and simply write this P is to Q in your left side and R is to S in your right hand side. So simply multiply the upper part PR. This is your PR. Again multiply QS, your consequence, it will be your last term. Again you have to multiply this Q and R, it will be your mean term. So A is to B is to C will be your PR is to QR is to QS. So similarly, you can see over here, this is A is to B equal to P is to Q. Again B is to C equal to R is to S. C is to D equal to T is to. एग्जाम में आपको इसका कुछ वैल्यूज देखने को मिलेंगे. ठीक, सो A is to B is to C is to D is your PRT is to QRT is to QST is to QSU. आपको ये फॉर्मूला याद रखने होंगे. मैं आपको तरीका बता रहा हूं कैसे आपको याद रखने होंगे. सिंपली राइट P, Q, R, S and T, U and you can see this is your PRT means this is the multiplication of all the antecedent part. This is your PRT. This is the first one and your last one will be your, this is the multiplication of all the consequence QSU. This is the last one. Similarly, the second part will be your QRT. Okay. Similarly, the third one is your QST. तो आपको एग्जाम में कई बार ऐसे सवाल आपको देखने को मिलेंगे. Simply you have to put this formula. Now I'll discuss some example related to your rule 1. So this is the first example. If x is to y is equal 5 is to 14 and y is to z equal to 7 is to 3, then find x is to y is to z. So you can see here x is to y equal to 5 is to 14. Similarly, y is to z equal to 7 is to 3. So in the first case, value of y is 14 and in your second case, value of y is your 7. तो आपको कैसे करना है मुझे नहीं मालूम, but we have to make the value of y equal in both the cases. अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये तो इजी सा सवाल है. If I multiply 2 over this second case, then it will become your 14. So simply, in order to make it 14, I have to multiply 7 into 2. This is a 14. So again, I have to multiply 2 in this 3 also. So it will be a 6. So x is to y is to z equal to 5 is to 14 is to 6. Alternatively, you can calculate as simply 5, 14 and this is your 7, 3. So as we have discussed earlier, so it will be a 5 into 7 and the second term will be a 14 into 7 and the third term will be a 14 into 3. अगर आप देखेंगे तो 7 एक कॉमन टर्म होता है आपका हर एक टर्म में. So you can write it as 5 into 14 into, this is your 7 into 2 means 7. I will cancel the term 7 and this will be simply your 3 into 2, that is your 6. You can say this is your 5 is to 14 into 6. Again, this one is also here 5 is to 14 is to 6. ये आपका जो होता है कन्वेंशनल मेथड से और ये आपका आता है फॉर्मूला से. ये तो बस एक छोटा सा प्रॉब्लम था, इसलिए मैंने इस तरीके से फाइंड आउट कर लिया इसका सॉल्यूशन. लेकिन अगर आपको एग्जाम में कहीं बड़े बड़े सवाल अगर देखने को मिलेगा, सो यू कैन अप्लाई दिस फॉर्मूला. ओके, सो दिस इज योर सेकंड एग्जांपल. as you can see, this is your p is to q 1 is to 3. Again, this is your 2 is to 5, this is your 2 is to 3. So you have to calculate PQRS. So simply write 1 3 2 5 2 3. So your P is to Q is to R is to S will be 1 into 2 into 2. This is your first term. Then your second term will be 3 2 2. Then your third term will be 3 into 5 into 2. Similarly, your fourth term will be 3 into 5 into 3. So you can simply multiply this one. So it will be your 4 is to, this will be your 12. Again, this is your 30. Again, this is your 45. So in this case, P is to Q is to R is to S will be your 4 is to 12 is to 30 is to 45. Now I'll discuss the second rule. Again, in your second rule, there are two cases. If there are two terms and x is divided in a is to b, then the first part will be your ax whole divided by a plus b, and your second part will become your b into x upon a plus b. Similarly, in your second case, there are three terms. If x divided in a is to b is to c means your first part will become ax whole divided by the summation of all three terms. This is your a plus b plus c. Again, your second part will become b into x whole divided by a plus b plus c. Again, your third part will become c into x whole divided by a plus b plus c. Now I'll discuss two examples from this particular rule 2. And in your example 1, it is mentioned divide 1 1 1 1 in the ratio 1 is to 4 is to 6. And you have to calculate the second part. It means there are three parts in the ratio 1 is to 4 is to 6. And we have to calculate the second part means, so this is your 1. So the number will be your x. As it is 4, so I can write the number as your 4x. As this is 6, I can write the number as your 6x equal to 1 1 1 1. So it will be your 11x equal to this number. So x will be your, so it will be your 101. And your second number is your 4. The second part will be written as your 4x means 4 into 101. So it will be your 404. Similarly, in your example 2, it is mentioned like sum of three number is your 315. So the numbers, sum of the number is your 315. And the ratio between the first and second is your 2:3. And the ratio between the second and third is your 4:5. So you have to calculate the second number. It means in your question it is mentioned as first is to second is your 2:3. Or you can calculate as 2/3. Or you can write it as 2/3. Similarly, this is your second is to third equal to 4:5. Or you can write it as 4/5. So here the second part is 3. Here the second part is 4. But we have to make it equal, means we have to calculate its LCM. So the LCM of 4 and 3 is your 12. So we have to make this 3 12. So in order to convert it into 12, we have to multiply 4 over here. So in order to calculate this, in order to convert this 4 into 12, we have to multiply 3 over here. Again, if I will multiply 4 over here means स्टेबल करने के लिए मुझे न्यूमरेटर में भी एक 4 मल्टीप्लाई करना होगा. So it will be your 8/12. Again, if I multiply 3 in your denominator, in your numerator means I have to multiply 3 over this denominator. So it will be your 12/15. So first is to second is to third will be written as your 8:12:15. And your objective is to calculate the second number. So second number we have to calculate in this manner. This is the 12/8 plus 12 plus 15 into the entire number is a 315. So it will be your 12/35 into 315. So it will be your 9. So the second number will be your 108. So in this manner, you can calculate such type of problem. Now I'll show you the rule number 3. If the income of two persons are in the ratio of A to B and their expenditure are in the ratio of C to D, if each of them saves rupees X, then their income are given by X into D minus C whole divided by AD minus BC into A, and same term X into D minus C upon AD minus BC into B, second term. Similarly, and their expenditure is given by X into B minus A upon AD minus BC into C. Again, same term, X into B minus A upon AD minus BC into D. Okay, respectively. Now I'll show you an example of this particular rule number 3. And the question mentioned over here, ratio of income of Raja and Rani is 4:3. And the ratio of their expenditure is 3:2. If each person saves 2500, find their income and expenditure. So here it is mentioned Raja and Rani having income is your 4:3 means income of Raja is your 4x and income of Rani is your, let's say, 3x. And again, each person saves 2500. It means expenditure of Raja is 4x minus 2500 and the expenditure of Rani is your 3x minus 2500. And expenditure is in the ratio of 3:2 means I can write 4x minus 2500 upon 3x minus 2500 equal to 3:2. So by cross multiplication method, I can write it as 8x minus 5000 equal to 9x minus 7500. So 9x minus 8x will be your x. So this is a minus 7500. It will go to your left side means it will become positive. So it will become 2500. So x is your 2500. And in a question it is asked that if each person saves this much, then find their income and expenditure. So income, you can calculate 4 into 2500. So the income of Raja is your 10,000. And income of Rani is your 3x means 3 into 2500. That is your 7500. Similarly, the expenditure of Raja is your 4x minus 2500. So this is your 10,000 minus 2500 is your 7500. And the expenditure of Rani is your 7500 minus 2500. That is your 3x minus 2500. So this is your 7500. So it will become your 5000. So in this way you can solve the numerical related to your rule number 3. Now I will discuss rule number 4. So if two numbers are in the ratio of A to B and X is added to the number, then the ratio becomes C to D. Then two numbers will be your AX into C minus D whole divided by AD minus BC and BX into C minus D upon AD minus BC. ये फॉर्मूला थोड़ा सा आपको डिफिकल्ट लग रहा होगा, लेकिन अगर आप इसको एक पेन एंड पेपर में अगर आप लिखोगे, देन you can draw a relationship between all the formulas. Okay, so this is a rule number 4. Now I'll show you one more example from this particular rule number 4. As you can see in this example, it is mentioned that two numbers are in the ratio of 2:3 and 15 is added to both the number, then the ratio between two numbers become 11:14. So find the greater number. And in this question it is mentioned the ratio between two numbers is 2:3. So I can write first number is 2x, second number is 3x. Again, 15 is added both the number in such a manner the ratio will become 11:14. It means I can write it as 2x plus 15 upon 3x plus 15 equal to 11 upon 14. So by cross multiplication method I can calculate as 14 into 2x, 28x plus 14 into 15. It will be your 210 equal to, it will be your 33x plus 165. So this is your 33x, 28x on the left hand side. So I will, if I will move it to your right hand side, means it will become minus 28x equal to 210 minus 165. So it will be your 5x equal to, this is your 45. So x equal to 45 upon 5, that is your 9. So in your question it is asked to find out your greater number means, so greater number equal to 3x, that is your 3 into 9 is your 27. You can calculate its solution by the formula also what I have mentioned previously. So please try it yourself. And this is the rule number 5, and it is stated as, if two numbers are in the ratio of A to B and X is subtracted from the number, then the ratio becomes C to D. Then two number will be AX into D minus C whole divided by AD minus BC and BX whole into D minus C whole divided by AD minus BC. Let's take an example from this particular rule. So two numbers are in the ratio of 3:5. If 9 is subtracted from each, the ratio will become 12:23. It means in your question it is mentioned that the two number are your 3x and 5x. So your objective is to calculate the greater number, means greater number is your 5x. Again, 9 is subtracted from each, means I can write it as 3x minus 9 upon 5x minus 9. It will be your 12:23. So 23 into 3, this is your 69x minus 23 into 9, this is your 207 equal to 12 into 5, this is your 60x minus 12 into 9, this is your 108. So this is your 69x minus 60x equal to 207 minus 108. So it can be written as 9x equal to, this is your 99. So x equal to 11. So your objective is to calculate the greater number, means greater number equal to 5x equal to 5 into 11, that is your 55. So you can calculate it by this method also. If possible, please try it yourself. Now I will discuss only 4 to 5 number of problem. So this is the problem number 1. A, B and C play a cricket match. The ratio of the runs scored by them in the match is A is to B 2:3 and B is to C is 2:5. If the total runs scored by all of them is 150, then the runs scored by B is how much? So A is to B mentioned as 2:3. Again B is to C is mentioned as 2:5. Here B is 3 and here B is 2. So you have to make it equal. So the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6, means we have to convert this 3 into 6 and this 2 into 6. So in order to convert this into 6, we have to multiply 2. Again for stable, I have to multiply 2 over this numerator. Again, this is your 2 upon 5. And in order to convert this 2 into 6, I have to multiply 3 over here. Similarly, in order to stable this ratio, I have to multiply again 3 over this denominator part. It will be a 4 upon 6 and it will be a 6 upon 15. So A is to B is to C equal to 4 is to 6 is to 15. And in your question it is mentioned that you have to calculate the runs scored by B. It means runs scored by B equal to, this is the B part, means 6 whole divided by 4 plus 6 plus 15 into total run is your 150. So this is your 6 upon 25 into 150. So it will be your 36. So the run scored by B is your 36. And this is the problem number 2. Here the question is, if x divided by 2y is your 6 is to 7, then find the value of x minus y divided by x plus y plus 14 upon 19. बस आपको इसका वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करने होंगे. देयर आर 4 नंबर ऑफ ऑप्शन. दिस इज 1 3 4 5. सो एज मेंशन इन योर क्वेश्चन, दिस इज योर x upon 2y equal to 6 by 7. सो हियर देयर इज 2. मैं इसको यहाँ पर लाके मल्टीप्लाई भी कर सकता हूँ. सो दिस इट कैन बी रिटन एज x upon y equal to 6 into 2 upon 7 equal to 12 upon 7. Again here it is x minus y upon x plus y. So in order to convert this form, we have to apply compound into and divide into method. So it can written as x minus y upon x plus y equal to 12 minus 7 upon 12 plus 7. आप ये प्लस माइनस को आप उल्टा भी कर सकते हो जैसे आपका मन करे. सो दिस इज योर 12 minus 7. दिस इज योर 5 upon 19. Again, as for the question, this 14 upon 19 is added with this term. So you have to add this 14 upon 19 in this left hand side. Similarly, we have to add this 14 upon 19 in this right hand side also. So it will become 19 is your denominator. 5 plus 14 is your 19. So 19 upon 19 is your 1. So option A is your correct answer. So this is your problem number 3. In a school, the ratio of boys and girls is 4:5. When 100 girls leave the school, the ratio becomes 6:7. So how many boys are there in the school? It means, in your question it is mentioned that let's say the number of boys. Number of boys equal to 4x and number of girls equal to 5x. Again, if 100 girls leave the school, then the ratio becomes 6:7, means you can write it as 4x upon 5x minus 100 equal to 6 upon 7. So by cross multiplication method, we can write it as 28x equal to 6 into 5x. This is your 30x minus 600. So this is your 30x minus 28x is your 2x equal to 600. It means x equal to 300. And in your question it is asked to find out how many boys are there in the school. So the number of boys number equal to 4x. It means 4 into 300 equal to 1200. So in this way you can calculate such type of problem. और वीडियो अगर लंबा जाता है तो आप लोगों को पसंद नहीं आता है. सो आज का वीडियो मैं यहीं पर पॉज करता हूं. अगर आपको पसंद आएगा तो आप मुझे कमेंट करेंगे. देन मैं इसके रिगार्डिंग कुछ 30 से ज्यादा टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन में लेके आऊंगा. सो होप आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया होगा. इफ पॉसिबल प्लीज लाइक माय वीडियो, सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड शेयर इट विथ अमंग योर फ्रेंड. एंड इफ पॉसिबल शेयर योर जेन्युइन फीडबैक इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. अगर आपको कोई भी अगर डाउट्स होगा, then you can write it in the comment section. Definitely I will reply in your comment. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. This is Mohan Kumar signing off. Jai Jagannath.